Hey, this your boy DJ Wolf. I'm on here live right now on Spreaker. I'm trying to do adjustments with my headphones right quick to see if it picks it up. I don't think it did. Damn it. Give me 1 second, guys. Alright. I think we're almost there here. Okay. Alright. I was thinking about families. And this is a bit of my take on it today. My take today is about families and why families need their parents. I was talking to my son yesterday. I'm not going to go into great detail about it. And he mentioned that him and his girlfriend just broke up. And as a father, I need to tell him from a man's perspective about how you get over breakups and move on. Once it breaks up, if your heart's still there with that person, and I told him, you'll be back and they'll be back. Beyond that, just move on. You know. Only a man can tell a man about how to deal with breakups like that with a woman. From a man's perspective. It's important, I feel personally, as a man, that we should be there for our sons, even if we're not married to their mother. You should always be there for your boys. Always. There's nothing more important for a boy to have a father in his life. A real father, or somebody who's like a strong uncle or guardian that will mold them to be the man that they need to be. It's just that simple. There's no woman on the planet can ever raise a boy to be a man. I don't give a goddamn what they say. It is absolutely 100% not true. They can never do it because they don't have the experience. Daughters also need their dads. Because the daughters as well need their guidance from the father. So they know the type of guys they need to be dealing with and the guys they don't need to be dealing with. You know. When you bring kids into the world, those kids need guidance from both parents. But those parents need to put out positive reinforcements and they're obligated to supply positive examples of the way you conduct yourself in life. And for those who may have not had parents who were, quote unquote, provided them the best examples, and those who may have come from dysfunctional families. Regardless of how your parents were, and I had to learn this myself, you have to be the bigger person. Sometimes it takes that. Regardless of how they are. You know. Some of us have been in situations where your parents have been jealous of you doing what you're doing because they weren't able to do what they did or what they needed to do. And they may somehow or another take it out of you. I had to learn that. My dad went through a procedure last week, and he came out for the most part, pretty good, and I'm happy about that. Despite the fact that we may not always see eye to eye, I still support him. I still love him. I will still continue to always be there for him, no matter what. Because I know myself, at least now, regardless of how you were made to feel when you were growing up, living at home, and at least one thing I can say, at least I came out, for the most part, unscathed. Mainly because I did not allow myself to be in that mentality that they were at. In other words, I was not going to allow who they were to define myself for who I need to be. That was the bottom line for me. I was not going to do that. I was not going to allow it. Because my folks have said a lot of nasty things about me growing up. And at some point, I had to move on past the bullshit. And I did. Best thing I did. I don't regret moving on past the bullshit. If it wasn't for me moving on past the bullshit, I would never be able to be where I am today. But the balance of having both parents allow me to have a broader perspective of life and have a side where I'm firm about things, but also have a side of compassion. Notice that a lot of the families out here, of single parent households, predominantly by women, the guys don't have that. Some of these guys out here don't have that. It's more of a side of aggression and less of a side of understanding. I've seen it happen too many times with a lot of these people out here. And my thing is, we have to come to a common ground with that. That's one of the reasons I started going back to church too. I wanted to be able to get a better understanding of who Jesus was and is to people, and why I try to have more of an understanding about why it's important for me to live a good life. Why it's more important for me to be able to have a better understanding of what religion is in terms of my life, what the Bible is to me, and why people practice it. I can be compassionate with people, and I generally try to be. But on the other hand, I try to be realistic about the things that I see is happening as well. So I know you, if you follow my YouTube channel For All to Hear TV, you'll see that I posted a couple of things about I talked about the school shooting that was out here in out this way in St. Mary's County, Maryland. And I talked about a young man. I don't remember who the young man it was. It was a sixth grader who he was so traumatized about these recent school shootings that he decided to write his own will. His own will at a sixth grader, 11, 12 years old, writing his own will. That was disturbing to me. You're a sixth grader, barely halfway out of school, and the first you're thinking about is your death. Or what will happen, by writing a will to ensure if something happened to you that your family would know what to do with your possessions. to me, that's disturbing. And everybody in this country should think about that. Everybody in the world should think about that. I'm very surprised that the local and national media who find out about the story has not posted it everywhere. It should be posted everywhere. I did 3 stories about it. I'm going to keep posting it. It's disturbing. It's very disturbing. And half the morning I spent thinking about this. How disturbing this really was. It saddens me to think about it every time I think about this. We gotta be there for these kids today. Both mother and father. We gotta stop thinking about ourselves, putting ourselves first before children. I've seen parents do that. And it's destroyed families. When you put yourself before your own kids. When your kids have issues, you need to listen to them. When your kids are disturbed by something, you need to listen to them. When your kids need something that they really need, you need to listen to them. Don't ignore them. Be there for them. Find out what's bothering them. And try to find solutions for that. They're our future. The video that I posted about that 6th grader, I want everybody within the sound of my voice to make sure you post it to other people. It needs to be heard. It needs to be addressed. It's sad when I think about that. When a child is telling you that he's scared. And I could see the look in the young man's face. He was scared. Teachers themselves are not going to be able to protect these students by walking around with guns in their hand. It's not going to happen. Because teachers are not there. Teachers are not there to be armed guards. Teachers are there to teach. That's their prime directive. That's what they train for. Anything beyond that is irresponsible for the communities, the school board, the government to allow teachers being protectors in terms of being security. There is no reason that teachers should be security and teachers as well. That is the biggest bunch of bullshit I've ever heard in my fucking life. You need to get out there and get security. Top level security in every school to protect those kids. I know there was something about metal detectors, and they were talking at one point, oh, we can't do it. No, get it out there. It would feel people, some people say, well, it feel more like a prison. No, get it out there. Because it's gotten to a point that this is getting ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It is. It's makes no sense. You have to have a level of security in the schools where the teachers and students are protected, and the teachers don't have to worry about having to carry guns or walk around and every 2 seconds somebody make a noise or boom and they jumping around. And there are already 2 reports in the last 3 weeks about teachers who were able to carry guns in schools and they misfired. Or got somehow mysteriously got misfired. Matter of fact, somebody told me yesterday one of the teachers in one of the schools, I don't know if it's the one in California or the one on the East Coast, because it happened in 2 different school districts across the country, where the gun had misfired out of the teacher's possession and grazed the kid on the neck. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So don't tell me teachers have any reason to be carrying guns. They have no reason to be carrying guns whatsoever. That's the last thing the teacher should be having to be concerned about is carrying a gun. Teachers have to worry about, the pay. You got to worry about the students that you're dealing with, the type of students. You got to worry about if they're getting your message during lessons. They have to do test grades and all this stuff. They have a lot to do. Grade tests, all that. No. Arming teachers is a bullshit excuse because these lazy fucking congressmen, senators, and president are too fucking lazy to do the fucking job and get real legislation out here. None of them, I'm going to be honest, none of them give a damn about you. They don't give a damn about your children. Their children are in private schools, being protected. Their teachers never had to worry about it, but they're going to tell you what your teachers have to do. Really? Shut the fuck up. Tired of shit. And we're paying their fucking salaries just so they could tell us, oh no, you won't get the same service for your kids that we do for ours. On your dime. Really? I don't know, man. I just continue to pray for the children, man. I do. Things are different from when I went to school back in the 70s and 80s, man. It's a lot different. It's just that I'm so sad about this kid having to write a letter. Or a will. Because really he was writing out of fear. He was writing out of being afraid of his future and what was going to happen. And the chance that he may not even make it out of school because all this mess is going on. It's ridiculous. It makes no sense, man. Makes no sense. Tell me what you guys think. You can post a comment. You can rate what I'm talking about right now. Subscribe to my channel. You can follow me on Twitter @ForAllToHear, which is my DJ Wolf page on Twitter. You can follow me on YouTube @ForAllToHear TV. You can follow me on Spreaker. My channel is DJ Wolf Live. I'm also on iHeartRadio. I think I'm still on there. Last I checked. My Facebook page is DJ Wolf Live page, which is 2 words, DJ Wolf Live, and then hit the space bar and type page. You'll get me. My email address is djwolflive@aol.com and djwolflive@gmail.com. All right, guys. Let's continue to be there for our families, man. Let's continue to listen to our children and listen to what's on their mind. Don't do what my parents used to do. You ain't got no need to tell me, oh, you ain't got no problem. Or just thinking I ain't got no problems, I just want attention. No. If I did ever want attention, it's because I want you to listen to me. If I did ever want attention, it's because I want you to give me the same opportunities other kids have had. And that's what we got to listen to our children about. Be supportive. Even if you're not with the other spouse that you had the child with. Be supportive of them. And stop being so fucking selfish. When we get over that selfishness, man, we can build better kids. So those kids can build better families. This is DJ Wolf. That's all I got to say. I'm out, guys. I'll talk to y'all later. I'll be probably doing a podcast a little later today. Another live one. I'll try to get a little beyond as well. All right. We bees out.